I have over 200 unfinished games on Steam alone, and almost 500 games on my wishlist. Keep in mind that doesn't take any console games into account. Needless to say, I have a lot of work to do if I'm ever going to have played all these games. In an effort to catch up someday, I'm trying to find more time to play games. I fell into a weird cycle where I finally had so many games to play that I got overwhelmed. But then there were so many good sales, I would just add more on, and it's out of control. So I figured I would try to help myself through it by committing to make a video on this month to month. So, welcome to my Backlog Breakdown. Kicking it off, here's what I beat in February. Super Mario Odyssey. Like I said, that 200 number is only for Steam, so who knows what the real number is. This month I started knocking down the Switch games too. I know I'm beyond late on this, but what a marvel this game is. I played this game to completion over the course of 3 days, and it's an absolute marvel in 3D platforming. This game is so fun. The movement is out of this world, and the music is absolutely incredible. The level design speaks for itself too. I love this game top to bottom. I can't believe I waited this long to get around to it, but I mean, it just really pushes the formula forward. I feel like, man, like this game just feels awesome and like keeps the feeling of how good playing Mario makes you feel alive. My Big Sister Remastered. This is a 2D adventure that is a blend of monsters, heavy themes, goofy internet age humor, and a bit of a Ghibli movie at certain parts. It is the story of a sister's quest to bring her sister, Maid Monster, back to her old self and get them home. I really enjoyed this one more than I thought I would. I thought it would be a little more run-of-the-mill, spooky game, but I got it on a killer sale, so I thought why not. It really surprised me though. I think this one's pretty charming and it has a lot more underneath it than you might think at first. The relationship between the sisters is at times realistic with the annoyance that they feel towards each other, but this gets balanced out by them showing how much they really care for each other in, you know, kind of the darker moments for sure, but like even in that kind of like teasing sibling kind of way. So I think that's what really like made this game. I think that dynamic between the two really just helped things, especially like following them push towards impossible odds that they're faced against. This one was about 2 to 3 hours. I definitely think it's worth your time. So yeah, pick it up. I think like normally it's even like $5, so you can find it on sale for even less than that. I definitely think this one's just a nice little one to have in your pocket, you know, one that you're gonna be like, yeah, that was a good time. I'm glad I was there. Yes, Your Grace. I'm selling this game short here, but imagine Fable 3's court system, but expanded into a full game. In Yes, Your Grace, you need to weigh the decisions you'll be making as king, and balance the trade-offs that will come from your decisions. This results in the balance between the happiness of your kingdom's people, your food supply, your gold supply, and making those choices is almost like a rock, paper, scissors type game. One's always going to affect the other. In between these choices, you have plenty of family interactions that help weave a touching story, and in the end, it's one that I won't be forgetting anytime soon. It's truly such a beautiful game, and just much more so than I ever really thought. Like, I was brought in by the initial concept and thought I would have fun, but, you know, I got brought to the feels trip for sure. I would definitely say the real sustenance that you're gonna get is within those in-between moments, between your family, between just really feeling the weight of your decisions and how they kind of domino effect into each other, and your decisions as not just a king but a father. And I think there's just like a lot that you can get out of this game. I think it was really a beautiful experience, if not damn sad at some points. Hell yeah! This is a game where you play as a rabbit prince of hell. You've had some embarrassing photos leak, and you're now on a mission to kill every demon that saw them, and of course, the one who leaked them. This game has a charming sense of humor and a creative and unique kill system that plays all these kind of goofy animations whenever you successfully kill a boss. I enjoyed this game early on, but I got tired of it pretty quick. It feels like a game that would do a lot better being one of those 2 to 3 hour experiences, but it's kind of pretty full length. I think it's around like 7-8 hours. It's a game I was playing on and off when I just needed to kill some time, like a really small amount of time between doing things. So maybe that made it feel longer for me because I just had it over such a longer period than maybe was intended. But it kind of came to a breaking point with me where I just wanted to be finished with the game. So like the last third of the game, I just sat myself down, played through, and finished it up. Not my favorite game, that's for sure, but I don't think it's bad in any way. I just felt like it overstayed its welcome and kind of lost that charm that initially like made me excited for it pretty quick. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Bringing it back to the Switch, I also beat Captain Toad this month. Captain Toad is a mostly relaxing puzzle game. The Mummy Maze levels definitely changed the tone of that. That's an endurance test for sure. Outside of that though, it's just a nice adventure of Captain Toad and Toadette traveling to collect stars and save each other whenever the other is kidnapped by a giant bird. You know, simple enough, easy story. That's all this game needs, and honestly, you know, I don't desire much more out of it. I think it's a perfectly good excuse to do all these fun little puzzles. I bought the DLC as soon as I finished the 3 books and the bonus story that you can get from it. I wanted to get as much out of this game as I could, and I think that speaks for itself in a lot of regards. The game makes me like Toad more than I ever thought I could because, you know, he's a screechy little dude, and, you know, that's never been my favorite thing. But this game brought the respect out, I guess. I really enjoyed my time with Captain Toad, and that is almost stunning to me, but in terms of what the game is, that's not really a shock. This is one I definitely love to see a sequel to someday. Hopefully that is somewhere in the Switch 2's library, if we get the Switch 2 anytime soon. Recolit. It's a point-and-click adventure game, and it's kind of fueled by nostalgia. It's like not making like cheap references or anything like that to bring you in. It just kind of captures the atmosphere of being young in a lot of ways, and like just kind of a sense of whimsy about it. Yeah, that keeps me in. I like that. It has this fun light dark mechanic that determines who and what you can interact with, being unable to pick up objects in the dark, but you can also only interact with people and objects made of light within the darkness. I'm not going to dwell on this one too long, not that I'm making any of these kind of quick looks super long, but I did make a review video on this, so if you want to know a little bit more, you can check that out. I'm going to leave a link in the description for that. Injustice 2. NetherRealm's biggest superhero venture to date. The DC fighting game is a continuation of the Elseworlds story presented in the original game, and essentially follows Team Batman versus Team Evil Superman. I just played through the story mode on this one. I did go through and get both variants of the ending. I suck at fighting games, no matter how much I love them, and that is just kind of the reoccurring punishment in my reality. I'd love to find a game that makes me want to commit past my own inability and actually learn, but that's not happened yet, and Justice is not that game. I think it's plenty of fun and has a large roster. It's definitely big enough to satisfy any comic book fan, I think. It still manages to stab me in the heart by having not Dick Grayson as Nightwing in here, but you know, you take what you can get. You know, you get 4 Ninja Turtles. You got good things in here, despite a specific pick for me not making the cut. Promenade. Oh man, I love this game. It's fitting that I played Mario Odyssey this month because this game feels like that game just made 2D in a lot of ways to me. The little squid pal works like Cappy blended with Nero's Devilbringer from Devil May Cry 4. You can throw the squid at enemies and objects and it just kind of brings them to you. When you get a bit further in the game, you get the option to store an object or enemy in a bag, and that just opens up the game so much more. And it just feels so good to move around, play, and take on the challenges that they present to you throughout the game, especially the optional ones. You know, might drive you a little crazy at times, but I feel like they're worth it. I had so much fun. Like I said, the bag mechanic, being able to store an object or enemy in there, gives you the ability to kind of navigate further, do triple jumps really, because if you jump, have an enemy in your hands already, and then use them to double jump, you can pull out that next one and do another jump. And they do some creative things in there with like flight and navigation, because you can hold certain things in there. And I'm going on too much. I want to make a full video on this game, so I'm just going to stop myself there. I'm gushing too much, but I really thought this game was outstanding. You should definitely look into this one if it's not been on your radar. A definite pickup for anyone that loves platforming, in my book at least. Seriously, what a good note to end on. I started the month with a game I loved and, reinvigorated a bit of platforming love in me, and ended it with another one that was able to kind of reach those same like heights and feelings. I don't think of myself as someone who loves platformers that much, but really, yeah, these two games have kind of like brought me back to a different time and made me rethink that, I think. So it was a pleasant surprise, and I had a blast playing them. Plenty of gaming memories have been made this month from, just the pure fun and excitement of Odyssey and Promenade, and then there's some kind of like heart-touching and soul-wrenching ones in something like My Big Sister and Yes Your Grace. It's nice to take a little chunk out of this giant backlog, but I'll have plenty of these videos to make, that's for sure, as I whittle this down. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.